All right, hey, this is Kris from the band ALESTORM. We play dreadful pirate metal, and we're coming to Australia in February and March with our buddies from Nekrogoblikon to do a sick, huge tour of all the cool cities, and it's going to be sick.
Awesome, mate. Thanks for joining us this evening.
No worries, mate. How's it going?
Very well indeed. And as you say, Alstorm return to Australia very soon for a run of shows starting in Perth on February the 25th, then going through Adelaide, Melbourne, and Sydney, Canberra, and Brisbane before heading to New Zealand to play in Auckland on the 7th and Wellington on the 8th, mate. So not long to go now. How you feeling?
Yeah, pretty excited about that one. We're right now we're in the middle of like a tour in Europe, so it's like we're just in the full-time touring mode right now. So it's like just can't wait to bring this because these shows are going so good right now, and it's pretty much going to be the same show but even bigger in Australia. So it's like I cannot wait to bring all this madness over there. It's going to be so much fun.
It's like along those lines, bro. Like you say, you're touring Europe now, and then you come into Australia. So do you take much different, like going somewhere from Europe to Australia? Do you have to repack, recalibrate?
I mean, yeah, it's obviously it's a bit different. Like in Australia, every day you're flying between the shows. Like it's kind of brutal sometimes. You play a show next morning, you wake up at 5 a.m. after a hard night of drinking, you jump on a plane across the country. Here, it's you just after the show, you just fall asleep in a bed and you wake up at the next show, and we've got like trucks and stuff. So it's definitely a different vibe touring Australia, but I love it. It's just so much fun.
So what's changed with Ailstorm since you were out here last time?
So we were last out in 2022. That was a nice tour. We were actually looking at the set list and stuff last night, figuring out what we're going to play. I'm like, oh, that set list's good, but this new one's even better. So we've had like we've released an EP since then with a bunch of songs. We'll actually be bringing his guest musician Patty Gurdy. She sings and plays like a hurdy-gurdy thing. So we're going to do some cool songs with her. It's going to be a lot more cool stuff. It's going to be nice. We're yeah, release some more music. Gonna play it all for you guys, and hopefully you'll enjoy our show.
Nice. You mentioned earlier the elaborate stage setup that you're going to be bringing over. So run us through that. What have you got?
Inflatable ducks,
What?
lots and lots of inflatable ducks.
What more could a man ask for?
Right, that's it. All you need. Some bands they have like trucks full of really complicated gear and like strange like stage props and crazy lights and shit. No, we've got a suitcase full of inflatable ducks, and oh my god, it's just the best thing in the world. It's efficient and it looks cool, and they're giant.
And who gets the job of blowing them up every night?
Yeah, we well on this tour we actually have a dedicated duck tech whose job is just to inflate ducks. But I don't know. I think one of our crew is going to be pulling double duty in Australia, blowing up ducks while tuning guitars.
So for those unfamiliar with Ailstorm, mate, what can we expect from your live show?
It's absolute chaos. It's a party. Everyone's going to be drunk. Watch your head. There's going to be a lot of crowd surfers. There always is. It's oh my god! Like last night we were playing in France. There was a dude crowd surfing with just a kilt, and I mean just a kilt. He was otherwise totally naked. So of course he starts crowd surfing. The kilt rides up, and he's got arse and balls just teabagging the entire audience as he goes. Like, and these people have no idea what's going on. You're standing there watching the show, then suddenly you feel this wet pair of balls on your head, and you look up, and you get a face full of arse. It's just, and that was the whole show. I kept watching these people get teabagged. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, it's hopefully that sort of behavior won't happen, but anything's possible.
You're safe up on stage, mate. It's not your concern.
Yeah, it's your problem, mate, not mine.
And Maelstrom are also a band that's well known for your love of a party, mate. Like anything you read about you guys or anyone that talks about you, party comes up all the time. Like, is that true or is that just like one of those myths that come from the road?
I think it's partly what is the our reputation precedes us, but I think we're getting old. Like we used to fucking smash back the pints and just get absolutely stupid every night. Now it's like, man, we should probably do some exercise and go to bed early. But it happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us. But yeah, it's going to be daft. It's going to be very stupid. I think we always use Australia as an excuse to get very, very loose and just have a great time.
And is that a reputation that as a band you find you've got to live up to? Like some nights you'd be feeling flat, but you'd be going like, nah, we're the party band. We got to get out there and rip it up.
Oh, man, it's hard. Like sometimes, like because we're doing this every night on tour, but the people coming to the shows, it's like I know that's their one big show of the week, and I'm like, man, I was wasted last night. I don't want to get wasted again today. I want to go to bed. They're like, no, Kris, drink this entire bottle of rum. I'm like, fine, I'll drink your bottle of rum. And then, so yeah, it's hard. Playing the songs is easy. Just fucking surviving the shows is the hard part.
Now, speaking of a good time, you mentioned before you're bringing Nekrogoblikon out with you.
Yeah,
That looks like a party in itself.
yeah. Sorry, they're a really silly band. Like they've got their singer's a goblin. Their stuff's kind of weird party nonsense music. We've toured with them a bunch in the past, so it'll be cool to bring them because this is the first time we've actually brought like a real international band to support us in Australia. So it's like bringing the tour to the next level. It's going to be cool, and they're great guys. I hope you all enjoy it.
Have you got any party tricks lined up for the Goblin? Like,
Oh, we might abduct their goblin for a song. Who knows? It could be fun. We'll see. We'll see what the vibe's like. Everyone might just be really, really freaking sleepy the whole time because it's like I say that the flying schedule is kind of brutal, but whatever.
right, so just say because Nekrogoblikon have got a lot of fans in Australia, mate. So just say someone's coming along just to see them and they don't know much about ALESTORM. Like, give us three of your songs they should listen to in order to get to know the band better.
I mean, we are Ailstorm is the most basic bitch band in the world. Like, we've got like it's all about the hits. It's like people love drink, they love fucked with an anchor, and they love party. That's like that's the mega bangers right now. And that's the songs that go off, and that's we play those towards the end of the set. People go crazy. It's there's a lot of crowd surfers. Hopefully no testicles, but
Make sure that. You mentioned before too, but you released your latest EP, Voyage of the Dead Mariner, back in March last year, mate. So how was the reception for that one for you?
yeah, people love it. It's some of our most popular songs right now. Like we play a lot of them live and it goes off, and it's cool having like the main track on that one had like guest vocals from Patty, who was talking about earlier, and she's been joining us on tour, and she's going to join us in the Australia tour, and we're going to sing that one, and it's sick. And yeah, we're already working on new stuff. We've got an album coming out later this year, so it's non-stop really with us.
And Alstom are one of those bands, and I say this with the utmost respect, mate, but you're one of those bands that you've got your sound and you've got that distinct, when you're making music, people expect that from you. Like, does that, as a musician, does that get a bit stale after a while? Like having to come up with something.
We I sometimes I refuse to get pigeonholed sometimes. So the next album is kind of different. I don't know. I mean, obviously there's a couple of like those classic Ailstorm party hits. Then the rest of it's absolute nonsense and chaos. So I just love doing music that people don't want to hear. It's nice to do songs that people like. A couple of those every album, but the rest is going to be absolute nonsense, and you're all going to hate it. So enjoy.
Speaking of hating it, bro, before I let you go, I've got a new segment I've introduced called Photo Bombs. So basically, before I speak to you, I troll through your social media and find a couple of
Oh Jesus.
have too much bad in there, mate. So you're getting off pretty lightly, but we spoke about this before, mate. Like you've got the ducks. So what's
Oh
the
yes.
story behind the ducks? So where does it come from?
Right. So flashback all the way to 2016. We did this tour supporting Sabaton and a Swedish band. They had a tank on stage, like a big fucking tank right in the middle. And we were like, right, what the fuck are we gonna beat this? So we bought this cheap like inflatable duck on Amazon for like $30, and we sat it on top of the tank. People went crazy for it. And so we just said, all right, that's our thing now, ducks. So we kept buying more and more ducks. This is actually one of our smaller ducks. Uh, the biggest duck is like, I don't know, 4.5 meters tall. And sometimes we have multiple of them. It's great. So yeah, it's ducks is just our thing now, and it's nothing to do with anything. There's no lore about it. We don't really address it during the show. It's just there. And people expect it these days. Just they expect to see this giant duck on stage, and that's it. And it's great.
I remember when we first started putting the duck on top of Sabaton's tank. Like, how did they take that?
Well, I mean, we asked them like, so is this okay? Like, it's the duck. It weighs nothing. It was like like a couple of 100 grams, like inflatable things. Like, we just put this here. They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then as soon as we put it there, the whole crowd goes like, duck, 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 and we're like, oh my god, we've hit gold here. So yeah, that worked.
All right, I got one more photo for you.
Mm.
How did
Oh, there I am.
you?
Oh, that's in where is that? Oh yeah, that's in the Netherlands. Yeah, it's me. I see. I had the good grace to wear underwear, unlike certain other people in France. But yeah, that's I occasionally like if the show's particularly great fun, I do like to just at the end of the show just throw myself into the audience and surf to the bar. Last summer, and that was a good laugh. Yeah.
Like, do they ever like when you want to come back? Does the crowd ever keep taking you that way and keep taking you away?
Yeah, it's surprisingly easy to like sort of direct, if you're because they kind of pay attention. You just like you kind of point directions and they'll kind of do what you want mostly. So you can say, yeah, take me to the bar, take me to the stage, take me to the toilets, take me to the burger van to get a bag of chips. And they're pretty good at that. It's you can surprisingly direct yourself well when you're crowd surfing.
Has anyone ever tried to take a souvenir off you, like try to rip your underwear?
Oh, oh God, they do it all the time. I'm just like, stop it. Why are you doing that? These are my clothes. They're not yours. I need these. Like I don't have a limited supply of fucking stage clothes. This is all I've got. If you lose these, the next show's naked.
Okay. Let's leave it at that one then. All right. Thanks very much for your time tonight, mate. ALESTORM here with Nekrogoblikon starting February 25th in Perth. It is a good party. Their concert's probably one of the must-see concerts of the year. So get out there, get your tickets, and we'll see you in Brisbane.